So, I just watched the Unreal Tournament episode of the Secret Level series that just came out on Amazon Prime, and I have some thoughts. And so I have just this little unscripted kind of spiel I'm going to go on for a minute. And so I haven't written anything down, haven't really planned this out, other than I just have some ideas floating through my head here. So hopefully that's something you can appreciate. Man, it was a really good show. Well, episode, I guess. It was just one episode. It was 20 minutes long. Um, and they got so much right. Now, there are things maybe I would have changed, but we'll get into that. Overall, I think it was such a love letter to Unreal Tournament, and Unreal Tournament was my favorite game growing up. It was really Unreal Tournament 2004 was the first one. My dad was big into PC gaming, and I don't really know the origin story of where he got the game or what got him into it. But I remember the first time I played that game, I was probably 4 or 5. Too young for Unreal Tournament, probably. But I remember he'd go in and he'd turn down the gore, so it was like purple blood and there weren't chunks and stuff. It was crazy. So I got into it way too young. Even with all that, it's still a pretty violent game. But man, that's what made it so awesome. And then around like maybe 10 years old or so, YouTube was a big thing. And so, you go online, you're a kid, you look up things having to do with things you like. So I looked up Unreal Tournament, found out 2004 was not the first one. So here's cutscenes from Unreal Tournament 1999. It's the intro scene. And then what do you know, there's the cutscenes from Unreal and the Return to Nepali expansion pack. So man, that really got me into those too. We found some copies of those that were slightly sub-legal, maybe. Can't confirm nor deny. But yeah, then I played 99 all the time. I don't think I've ever beaten Unreal, to be honest, like the one from 98. I've never actually beaten it. I probably should go in and do that now. But man, they're just such... That series has something to it. Something to it. And okay, storytelling, not as good as Half-Life that came out around the same time as Unreal. Same year, actually. A couple years later, Halo did the whole like linear level design way better, I think. And Halo is another one of my favorite games, but before... not before Halo. Probably around the same time I started playing Halo. I started playing Unreal Tournament 2004, and that really just started like this whole... I don't know, like there's some kind of... I hesitate to say magic, because that's a little silly, but I don't know what other word there is to describe the feeling that the Unreal Tournament games gave me, and still give me. Now, I was a kid, so I didn't really do a lot of online competitive play, and honestly, the bots that I played against were not at their highest difficulty. But the number of times I played through it, and I would just make up a whole story in my head. I'd go into instant action, and I would just pretend this whole lore for my character, and just pretend that all these different maps were some, like, grand journey, adventure, whatever. I don't know, I just made up a whole backstory for a bunch of the characters, and so I really immersed myself in that game. So, all that to say, Secret Level, that episode, man, it did a lot of things that if I were to make an Unreal movie or show or series or whatever, I would have done them the same way. I mean, I don't know how much I want to spoil or not spoil because it is still pretty new. But just some of the things like the classic sound effects, I think bringing back the classic announcer from UT99 was just an insane decision. I think there's really no other way you could have gone with that. I think it was perfect. My only criticism, I guess, is maybe just personally, I would have liked to see more integration of things from UT 2004, because again, that was really my first experience with the series. But I think that to do something like that, that's such a one-off project, you really have to go back to the source material. The weapon designs were such a, like, they were a combination, really, of the classic UT99 designs and then the UT3 designs from like 2007, which actually I was fine with because UT3 kind of felt like more of a faithful update of UT99 than 2004 did. even though 2004 is sort of my classic, because, again, that's what I started with. I don't know how many times I'm going to keep repeating that. Man, here's what makes me sad. So, I'm on the Unreal Tournament subreddit here, and if you scroll down, this one posted 20 hours ago. Well, folks, I guess it's official. RIP. This is on epicgames.com/Unreal Tournament. It's called Unreal because it is. Before we were known for Fortnite, you might have known us for another game, the one that started it all. Between 1998 and 2010, we released 9 titles in the Unreal franchise, including Unreal Tournament. The rest is, history. While Unreal Tournament is no longer in development by Epic Games, servers for some of UT are still active thanks to a devoted community of developers and fans who provide patches and maintenance. We want to thank the community at oldunreal.com for their continued support and keeping the legacy alive. So that's the sad part. It's cool that they're giving a shout out to Old Unreal. That community has been doing a lot to keep Unreal Tournament alive and in the public memory. While Unreal Tournament is no longer in development by Epic Games, is the line that gets me. Like I said, this is kind of an unscripted ramble, so I'm not 100% sure what I really... I haven't really thought of the best way to phrase this, if that makes sense. I have not ever been a fan of Fortnite because I was playing Unreal Tournament from when I was so young. In 2017 or so, when Fortnite started getting big, I was in 11th grade? Yeah, 11th grade. And I remember Fortnite getting huge. And I was like, okay, this is what Epic is doing next. This is nothing like Unreal Tournament. It went for the real... Unreal Tournament always had a cartoony element to it, in that it was so over-the-top violent. So there was always a cartoonishness to what Epic was putting out. Fortnite really leaned into that to the point that it is essentially a cartoon. And that never really appealed to me. It was very comic booky, and I've just never been a huge comic book fan. Not that there's anything wrong with enjoying that, it just wasn't for me. But now, so many years later, to have watched Fortnite take over everything, to the point, if we look on this page here, you see Unreal Tournament Alpha. There was an early pre-alpha version of an Unreal Tournament experience that was canceled in December 2018. I played that. I remember being so excited for this because it had been... Unreal Tournament 3 came out in 2007. And what's funny is we got it for PC first, because I was always playing the older Unreal Tournaments on my PC. And at the time, my PC was too old, so we got it, and it didn't run on there. So then I had to get it for my Xbox. It had been 7 years before it came out, before the alpha for Unreal Tournament 4 came out. And I didn't even play that till later on either. I got a new PC for college in, 2019? So I didn't even play it till after it was canceled, to be honest with you, which is just really sad. But I remember following development. And you notice Fortnite blew up and got huge in 2017. And then by the end of 2018, Unreal Tournament was canceled. And so I respect Fortnite for what it is. I understand it's popular and it's fun for some people. I tried playing it once. It was several years ago, to be honest. Maybe it's different now. I did very bad. But it was kind of sad for me in like a boomer sort of way to get on Fortnite, get killed from behind while I was in the middle of a field, immediately dead, one shot, and then have some kid on voice chat telling me, oh, I need to get good. I get it. That's how online gaming is. I understand. But I had none of the fun that I had with Unreal Tournament. I remember dropping in and walking around a huge empty map with cartoony graphics that kind of hurt my eyes, not gonna lie. I know I sound like a boomer. I just don't like Fortnite. I'm sorry. I know it's a controversial opinion. To be immediately, I just didn't have fun with it. Unreal Tournament, you die all the time. I do anyway. I'm not the best at Unreal Tournament, but it is always fun. The music, the environments, the atmosphere, it's just pure adrenaline. And it is such a good time. And Fortnite just isn't that. Fortnite is half walking simulator, half get shot and die. And then there's no respawn there's go find a new match. That's another thing too, is Unreal Tournament, it's okay when you die a lot because you respawn, you come right back in. And like I said, I never played Unreal Tournament online, but the bots, it was fun, it always felt fair, it always felt balanced. There was a gameplay loop, there was a sandbox made by the weapons, and there were a ton of weapons, but they all had their different roles, and you could get good with any of them. I don't know, this is an unscripted ramble. And Fortnite, I understand it's making them a lot of money. I understand Fortnite appeals to so many people, especially the younger generation. It is sad to watch Unreal Tournament. Well, I say watch. I've been watching Unreal Tournament slowly die for, well, over a decade that I've been at least conscious of nobody's caring about Unreal Tournament. And we were all hopeful, at least in the Unreal Tournament community, that, okay, there's Unreal skin packs coming to Fortnite. Okay, there's a secret level episode that is coming out, and maybe that's going to be some kind of announcement. It's going to lead to some kind of hype, but all we got was Steam had all the Unreal Tournament games delisted because Epic, it just seemed like didn't care about their legacy. And this page we have here, that's my cat Bean if you heard her. This page we have here is very nice in the sense that it does seem heartfelt in a way. You know, it even says, in May of 1998, we launched the original Unreal, the first in a franchise that went on to include multiple million-selling, award-winning titles beloved worldwide by fans. If you were one of them, thank you. We wouldn't be where we are today without you. And that's great and all. But we were forgotten for so long. I say we, I wasn't alive in 1998. But I feel like I've been pretty much a lifelong fan of Unreal Tournament. And to get a thank you dropping alongside Unreal Tournament is no longer in development by Epic Games after so long of just silence. And not only silence, but silence accompanied by, we're going to delist these games. We're going to full stop not acknowledge them. We're going to cancel the alpha. Epic is a big enough company. They could be investing in smaller projects. I know that the arena shooter is essentially dead. You know, Battle Royale took it over. And even before that, arena shooter was kind of dying out. We were shifting towards more of a like Call of Duty, Halo-style multiplayer that was less arena-based. You know, there were loadouts, and that's a whole other thing. But it's just been so long of silence and just straight up ignoring us. And even though it's, you know, nice now that they're promoting old Unreal made by the community and that they have at least something to acknowledge us, as good as this secret level episode was, I can't help but feel really bittersweet to know that for the time being, it seems like that's all we're going to get. So I will continue playing Unreal Tournament. It's one of those games I'm always going to come back to, even if I take a long break to play other stuff. I'm always going to be playing Unreal Tournament. But it just, maybe we shouldn't have gotten our hopes up. But it's hard not to when there's a franchise that I and so many others, even though we are quiet and we are forgotten, there's a lot of us that still like Unreal Tournament. And we'll always remember the magic that that gave to us. So, thank you for watching. Consider subscribing. And that's all I got. Thanks for sitting through my unscripted rant here. Take care.